We're going to start our interviews with the TT Youth Government to find out what that is all about and what it is geared towards accomplishing. I have with me this morning Mr. Brian Benoit, who is the Chief Governor, and Mr. Brandon Valley, who is the Governor of Culture in Trinidad and Tobago. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Brian, I want to start with you to tell me about the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Government. What is this about? When was it formed?
Sure. Well, Trinidad and Tobago Youth Government is a platform for youths between the ages of 18 to 35 years to foster action-oriented change in Trinidad and Tobago. So the idea is to help youths overcome barriers to political influence. Is also to help develop different ideas for Trinidad and Tobago at a youth perspective. So the Youth Government Trinidad and Tobago was formed in 2017. The idea came when four Trinidadians went to Russia for the World Festival of Youth and Students. And what we realized is that one of the regions in Russia, the Republic of Tatarstan, had a functioning youth government. So it's not something like a mock parliament or anything like that. These youths were actually making change on a national level. So we said, this is really something to address the political voice of youths in Trinidad and Tobago. So we decided to bring this to Trinidad and Tobago to, help us gain some kind of, because you know what they say about youths, they're good for nothing and all those kind of stuff, but we want to show that we actually using our knowledge, our degrees, our masters to actually make a change for our future.
And how are you going to do that? Where do you think you're going to get this power to actually influence change in this country?
Well, one of the things is advocacy. Advocacy is one of the number one things that we will be doing. One of the things, we have a debate academy as well, because we have to be able to meet the politicians where they are. So we want to be able to understand who makes the decisions, how parliament works as well, how to develop different policies. So we believe that that's part of the ways that we will make change.
And I want to get into the structure of how this is going to work. But Brandon, what part is your office, the Governor of Culture in Trinidad and Tobago, what part will your office be playing?
Well, our office plays an integral role in the youth government in terms of opening the arts and culture and exploring the youths and developing the nation with respect to the youths and the progress of them, and even recently, as now what we're planning is we have our National Culture and Arts Awards, which will be launching from the 9th of September to the 20th of September. We'll have that nomination process. So, that is one of the projects that we're working on right now. And we have been working with various stakeholders in Trinidad and Tobago, such as the Emancipation Support Committee, the NCIC, and various stakeholders to ensure that we get our voices heard as youths in the nation, and, we are able to represent at a national level.
Yeah, but we hear you say that they want to represent on a national level all the time, and then for some reason it just falls away. How do we ensure that when we get the youth involved, we keep them?
Well, it's all about policies and development and ensuring that you have the right person at hand and the right idea, something to generate the youth's response and something that will continue growth and development. You don't want just something stagnant, you want something concrete and something that can develop holistically. So whatever you put in place as a governor, for youth development, you ensure that it develops cohesively.
Okay, so how is this youth government structured? What is the structure?
Right, so the structure of youth government, at the head we have the Chief Governor, which is myself. Then below we have different governors that will hold different portfolios. So we have the Governor of Culture, the Governor of Entrepreneurship and Labor. So all the portfolios represent the portfolios of national government.
So how are these people selected? How were you selected as the Chief Governor?
Right. So because I was one of the founders for youth government, we would have put together a small committee at the time when we were forming it, and decided that, I put myself forward to be Chief Governor, and everybody agreed. That was among the four founders of youth government. And then we had different interviews for different governors to come on board. So that's just for the pilot program. After the pilot program, then we will start people will be voted in and voted out, which will be after the 3-year term.
Yeah. So right now you will remain the Chief Governor for 3 years?
For 3 years, yes.
For 3 years. How many people are in this youth government right now?
Yeah, currently we have 50 persons.
50 people.
So after governors, there's members as well.
Right, and 3-year terms, and then who is going to vote to re-elect or elect a new head?
So the members and the governors of youth government.
How does one become a member?
Well, you could send us an application. So there's an application form. You apply on our website and state which portfolio that you would like to be under, if it's culture, entrepreneurship, or health. You know.
What have you done in the last 2 years to say that you're actually making progress? Because if you would have started in 2017, that means you would have 2 years to do some work, at least some groundwork.
Right.
What did you do?
Well, in 2017, it was more of the forming stage.
Okay.
Yeah. So we really launched last year around Christmas time there, and we're now developing to do inauguration this year. So it was more, 2017 was more about planning and seeing how this will fit into Trinidad and Tobago.
So you have not been inaugurated as
No,
yet?
no.
So when you get inaugurated on September 6th, 2019, between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m., then your 3-year term will start?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You're hearing this, and now I'm thinking, what sort of power would you really have to influence?
Well, it's not power, we should say. It's more advocacy, as the chief said. That say, and putting yourself in that respective portfolio and carrying out your duty, your roles and functions.
So why not, gentlemen, form one of the existing groups and be an advocate from there rather than look to start a whole new project?
Because we believe in something new.
Yeah.
Something new, something.
It's also about, as I say, safeguarding the youth political voice. Anything that our politicians do currently, it also affects our future. So we want to be able to have a say in what our future will look like, what our future will look like for our children and grandchildren. And we know that decisions nationally and what happens, how much you pay for a light bill, how much you pay for water bill, all those kind of stuff, those decisions are made on a national level and is based on legislation and policy. So being youth government, we are able to, not just, as you say, advocacy, but we believe that we will have real power and real influence on a national level to make the changes that we see beneficial.
Okay, so what are some of the changes that you think need to be made at this point in time to benefit the youth of this country?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different issues.
If you have to say the main problem right now facing youth is what?
I would say giving youth a voice.
Giving youth
a voice, listening to our voice, to know that we have something to say and what we say matters.
What do we have to say?
What we have to say, youth government is here to represent the youths of Trinidad and Tobago on a platform, closer to the government. They could see a sign of representation, like a home, something that they could relate to, like a parent to the organization.
I mean, so giving the youth a voice is one thing, and being able to advocate is another, but getting the authorities to listen is, to me, where the challenge would really come in.
Yeah, we know that will be a challenge, but it's something that we are committed to and committed to working towards. Yeah?
Would you be trying to have sit-down meetings with, say, the Prime Minister?
Yes.
And different ministers?
Yes, So we will be making courtesy calls to all the different MPs, both government and opposition as well, so that they know that we exist and that we are here to not just ask for a handout, but give a hand. Yeah.
So we expect big things from you.
Yes.
Definitely, yes.
Tell me about the inauguration ceremony now on Friday.
Right, so the inauguration is going to happen on the 6th of September. We'll see each governor and deputy governor and member inaugurated on the youth government. So that'll happen at Central Bank. We will most likely have different, like the deputy mayor will be there, some of the different, like the Shogunist mayor. We have looking for different ministers as well. So waiting for some of them to still RSVP.
Right. Is it a free event, or what does it cost to attend?
No, it's a free event.
It's a free event. Anybody can come down.
Yeah, so it's by invitation.
Oh, by invitation.
Yes.
But that's all right. Yeah. By invitation. But I want to wish you gentlemen all the very best.
Thank
you
much.
both for coming, Mr. Brandon Valley and Brian Benoit.
Thank you for having us.
And, we wait to hear more from you and the group on some of the things that you have planned. All right, this is the Now Morning Show. We take a break and come back.